Here we go!
Hello everyone, it's All 8 Cylinders, and in today's video I'm going to build the Tamiya Fast Attack Vehicle, or FAV for short. This military off-roader is just like any other RC kit, except for the fact that it comes with an ESC, which most RC kits don't. This one comes with a Hobby Wing ESC. Now typically I use a Tamiya, but this one works just fine, although it is brushed only, so brushless motors won't be compatible with this one. Inside the box is everything you come to expect. Tires, key components, manual stickers, motor, wheels, minus the servo transmitter, receiver, and battery. Just like my previous build, I'm going to be using ball bearings, and I'm also going to upgrade the motor to a Sport Tune motor. Now the Sport Tune motor isn't as good as the Super Stock RZ motor, which I use in my other ones, but it's going to give it pretty good performance, so it's going to be up there with the Super Stock RZ. Now I'm not going to do anything crazy like my last project. Instead, I'm just going to make it look like the one on the box. Luckily, the plastic is already sand colored, so I won't have to do much painting. All I'll have to paint is the headlights, taillights, the driver, seating, and this thing. I'm first gonna sand them down so the paint sticks, and then I'm gonna mask over the areas I don't want painted. Then I'm gonna apply primer and do a base black coat on the seating and driver, if my airbrush would decide to work. After WWE wrestling my airbrush to get it working, I applied the black base coat to the seating and driver, as well as the steering wheel and shifter. Then I painted the headlights silver and the taillights red, as well as black on this thing. I mean, seriously, what is this? I did some paint brushing because I don't want to chuck my airbrush at a wall, and this is easier. I painted the reflectors on the taillights orange. Then for the driver, I'm going to paint them olive green, and I'm going to use a painting technique called dry brushing. Basically, get a very minimal amount of paint on the paintbrush and lightly apply it. This is why I chose a black base coat. As you can see, it looks pretty good and leaves shadows that contrast nicely against the green of the driver. Then I painted all the little details like goggles, buckles, and the face. For the seats, I did some light splotches of silver paint to look like exposed metal, although I think I should have chosen a different color. Then I applied some weathering powder to the grill of the thing. After that, I gave all of it a gloss clear coat finish, which probably wasn't the right choice as it is a military vehicle, so matte would have looked better. And the driver just looks like he got back from a party with a peculiar hip-hop artist.
Baby oil, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
I swapped the ESC position from being in the front of the vehicle to being in the rear, because the Hobby Wing ESC cables are way too short to be connected to the motor from where it is placed in the front. All that needs to be done is just to be placed in the thing. I mean, what am I supposed to call this? I guess it's a grill, but place it in there and then cut a couple holes for the cords to jut out from. In the box you get 2 gears. Now if you're confused like me, one has more teeth than the other. One has 18 while the other has 15. The 18-tooth pinion will provide higher top speed, whilst the 15-tooth pinion will provide a higher torque, meaning faster acceleration. For this build I'm going to be using the 18th tooth because I'm going for a higher top speed. However, if I wanted to reach top speed faster, I'd use the 15 teeth gear. Make sure you apply thread locker to the screw holding the pinion gear in place on the motor. The last thing you want to do is give the spur gear a free dentist appointment. With it being fully assembled, I'm now ready to put the stickers on it, which are not pre-cut, so you have to cut all these stickers out. So skipping the boring process of me cutting out all these stupid stickers and applying them to the RC, here is the completed build, and wow, it looks so cool. I wanted to do a camo paint job, and while not painted, this is pretty much what I was hoping for. I also threw on some additional decals which I had laying around to make it more unique. And having connected it to my FlySky GT5 and using these batteries, which I swear, these batteries are like universal. They fit in almost every RC car I build. It's finally ready to get some dirt on its tires. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much footage as I wanted because the servo screw came undone. But it's an easy fix. All I did was take it apart and put some thread locker on that screw and screw it back into place. But this RC is tons of fun. It's very fast and it likes to hop a lot. This thing tends to tumble all over the place and then land upright a lot, which makes this thing even more fun. It is rear wheel drive, so you will get stuck in very loose terrain, but it can handle almost anything being an all-terrain vehicle. One thing I really like about this RC is it makes really big rooster tails from those rear tires flinging rocks and dirt up in the air, which is really cool. It does spin out a lot from oversteer because of the sharp turning angles that it takes, but it's manageable. All in all, this kit is really good and drives amazingly. I love military vehicles and this one is awesome. The Tamiya Fast Attack is an amazing kit that I'd highly recommend. And with that being said, thanks for watching and have a blessed day as always.